the curtain. Step out of the voting booth and adjust the voting light so it's pointing upwards. Congratulations, your ExpressVote XL machines are ready for voting. Continue setting up your polling place with the materials found within your election materials box. Hang your posters inside and outside the polling place. You will have 2 blue posters for the inside only, voting laws, white posters, pink posters, sample ballots in English and Spanish, yellow posters, and the blue accessibility posters if necessary. Each division should hang up their own set of posters. Set up the election tables with the following materials: 2 poll books labeled A through L and M through Z, supplemental pages, 2 yellow books identified as number 2 and number 4, language access guide, absentee mail-in voters list, which are delivered by a police officer in the morning, the purple folder, labeled Attention Judge of Election, which contains the following important forms: assistance declarations, affirmations of electors, English and Spanish I voted stickers, plain English and Spanish statements for ballot questions, HA/VA statements of compliant and miscellaneous notices, and the American flag. The Judge of Election is responsible for overseeing the entire election process, including assigning specific tasks to other members of the election board. The Judge of Elections will ensure board workers are able to process incoming voters while maintaining strict social distancing requirements. Board workers' exact responsibilities may be rotated throughout the day to meet these needs. Ordinarily, the positions will be filled as follows, unless the judge reassigns work as necessary. The majority inspector handles the poll book containing voters from A through L. The minority inspector handles the poll book containing voters M through Z. The clerk writes and keeps track of number 2 and number 4 books, along with managing the admission slips. The machine inspector sets up and operates the ExpressVote XL machines. The bilingual interpreter, if available, assists and translates for anyone with languages other than English. It is critical to maintain the safety and health of all the poll workers and all the voters during the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. Be sure to practice social distancing, keeping all voters 6 feet apart throughout the voting process. Poll workers will be provided with sanitary protective gloves, FDA-approved surgical masks, disinfectant antibacterial wipes, hand sanitizer, and plexiglass barrier shields. Voters will have a handheld sanitizer pump bottle available and will receive 1 disposable glove each. Welcome the voters to an amazing voting experience. Make sure the voting area is clean and visible to the voter. Greet each voter as they approach the election table. Allow the voter to walk up to the election table and check in. Please make sure that each voter's experience is a pleasant one. Voters have the right to vote without the use of threat, force, violence, restraint, intimidation, coercion, or any other action intended to deny any individual's right to vote. Remember, electioneering is not allowed inside the polling place or within 10 from the entrance of the voting area. Electioneering includes handing out campaign literature, promoting a candidate, or otherwise discussing candidates or political parties in front of a voter. Voters have the right to vote without the use of threat, force, violence, restraint, intimidation, coercion, or any other action intended to deny any individual's right to vote. Remember, electioneering is not allowed inside the polling place or within 10 feet from the entrance of the voting area. Electioneering includes handing out campaign literature, promoting a candidate, or otherwise discussing candidates or political parties in front of a voter. Poll watchers represent a candidate or political party. They must have a valid certificate from the Office of the City Commissioners. Only 1 poll watcher per party or candidate may be present in the polling place at a time during voting hours, from 6:30 a.m. through the close of polls. If no voters are present, they can request the number of voters who voted, view the poll books and number 2 and number 4 books, ask for and receive the machine counts, and take pictures inside the polling place. They cannot go behind the voting machines and cannot take pictures of voters in the act of voting. Your polling place may be visited periodically throughout Election Day by machine technicians employed by the city, either directly or through a contractor, who are performing courtesy checks on the ExpressVote XLs. Always check for an employee badge or ID card. There are several voting scenarios that can occur during the course of Election Day. For the most part, a voter will check in with the board workers who are currently seated at the election table in front of the poll books, sign the poll book or supplemental book, and receive a blank paper ballot. Please try not to hand out the ballot until the voter is ready to walk up to the ExpressVote XL. The voter will insert the paper ballot into the paper ballot slot on the right side of the ExpressVote XL, ensuring the cut corner is on the upper right side.
When inserting the ballot, Ensure the cut corner is on the upper right side. In a primary, an election board worker inserts the paper ballot and selects the voter's party, as indicated in the poll book for the voters on the touchscreen. Then touch the Accept button.
The voting session indicator light will